Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's 12:08, and I am about 7 minutes in to my mandatory lunch break. I just clocked out at 12:01, which, you know, like I said, just making sure that things are going well. So yeah, on my way to the restroom, I there's a lot of kids today. We're doing this thing called Summer Bridge, which is I think it's like incoming, it's incoming sixth graders and a few of the eighth graders who are doing like additional work, in preparation for moving toward high school. So that's great and all. So with that being said, as I was walking to the staff restroom, I have to, because of the construction, and so half the route that I would take indoors to go to my places to my teacher's lounge is blocked off because of construction. I have to go through the playground, and as I was doing that, I got pegged in the head, like straight in the head with a basketball. It hurts quite a bit. I'm not very happy right now. Of course, you'd say suck it up. You're a hockey player, but I wear a helmet when I play hockey, so this isn't very pleasurable. And it's been a few years since I've taken a basketball to the head. I remember when a 6-year-old, 7-year-old mistook me for a piñata, and I took a um, aluminum bat to the head, and that was painful too. And I mean, I didn't get more than a lump, but it was very painful. So as you can see, my area here, I'm kind of been switched over to a classroom. All of my stuff, like my equipment and everything, has been put over. Um, to a corner, and it's accessible, but it's kind of not. As in, I'm actually sitting at another desk while this other desk that all my stuff is piled on is piled to the gills until there's more stuff going on. So as usual, my work is disrupted, and I don't have a space to call my own. But at the minimum, there aren't too many people who know where I am in the building. So in many ways, it's beneficial because then I don't get bothered. So currently, I'm just diving into the information and material that's part of my new summer course, my grad school course. It's completely online. So since the benefits of it, being completely online are that I can do my work anywhere. Well, guess what I'm doing? So, as technology, as IT belongs, in certain places, I belong with all of the PE shirts and the other stuff. So pretty soon there's going to be even more boxes to join me, and I'll be able to maybe I can make a fort of boxes. I can be the House of Gildan. That sounds fun. I did get a preview though, and I did get a preview of the new offices that I'm going to be taking in pretty soon, and they're looking pretty good. I did get asked, of course, I was escorted by my operations manager because you can't take a staff person can't just go there. You have to be escorted, and so OSHA and shit like that. And so she was like, okay, you need to make sure that all of your electrical plugs and everything are where they should be, and if there's any other additional requests. So, I looked through, made sure that all of the electrical outlets are GFI protected, because I have expensive gear, and making sure that there are appropriate network drops in certain parts of the room. So the only real like change I made to the office, and what's going to be different from the other offices, is that there's an additional network drop on an adjacent wall, so that I won't have to stretch cords, halfway across a room to be able to connect something to a physical network. Um, that's about the only thing I asked for. Now, I did make I had the question in regards to the lighting in the room, because one of the issues I do have with staring at screens for a very long time is that it does hurt after a while. Uh, I have to rest my eyes at least once every couple hours, and I know that the lighting in here is kind of crappy. I apologize, but um, I asked, it's like, hey, is there a way that like will I be able to turn my lights off, independently? And as I'm saying this, I'm just getting my operations manager is basically emphatically, with a purpose, telling me absolutely not, and not allowing me to explain why I need the lights to be adjusted in a certain way, which is understandable. This person does not understand my position, and no, I'm not justifying. This is actually a full-on assault, but you know, this person does not understand the purposes of an IT position, and the fact that a fellow technology assistant at another school who happens to be related to one of my coworkers is actually just left for another position doesn't surprise me. I mean, there's really no way out of this place. As I had mentioned, I mentioned in a Facebook post on Friday, is as I was sitting through my training, sitting through a training at another school that tripled my commute. Unfortunately, I had my motorcycle, so I was able to cut 20 minutes off of the commute. It was pretty much reiterated to me that there are these salary tiers or hourly raises that they're trying to emphasize, and that you need certain certifications to be able to do them. And it was also made clear to me that my master's degree doesn't mean diddly squat for the certifications. It doesn't mean it's not even equivalent to a certification, nor can it be used in lieu of one, which was very disheartening because $12,000 a semester is kind of pricey after a while. So, and in addition to that, according to my coworker, apparently, my this charter organization isn't even going to approve these hourly increases. So we're pretty much locked where we are. There's no hope for any sort of upward mobility at this place. So really, I am truly in a position where I have to leave. Eventually, I have to get out of here. This is not I mean, I knew coming into this job that this wasn't my final stop by any means of the imagination. I have a lot more to give. However, this has only made the blocks, even more clear, and knowing that, I really have, exhausted this position. There's really no reason to try to continue, finding reasons to stay. So at that point, so I'm on the active look here. I've thrown my hat and fishing line and net and whatever I need to catch something, out there. So currently, Indeed's one, LinkedIn, AdJoin. I wasn't a real fan of Monster, but I'll update my profile with Monster. There's a few that I can try. I mean, I'd be more than, willing to, get any more suggestions, or if you have any leads, for someone, in educational technology, or, if you're familiar with my experiences in a lot of other aspects outside of technology, media, and things like that, I would really appreciate, any sort of leads. If you are, if you or your company or, anybody is looking for, I'm looking. So yeah, definitely, I'd appreciate. Um, but yeah, my head's starting to feel a little better. Getting, I forget how, hard basketballs are. I mean, I don't play basketball. I mean, I know how hard a puck is, but, you know, the chances of it hitting, soft tissue, are very low compared to getting hit by a basketball, especially to the head. It's just like, ah. And it's one of those things. It's completely unrelated, but it's kind of like adding insult to injury to the entire situation at hand, and it's just I'm just trying to find every avenue possible to just work on what's more important right now, and what's more important is taking care of my needs and taking and looking to put myself in a more comfortable position. That's kind of where I am. So, this is what we have. So other questions I do have, unfortunately, my schedule has been adjusted, as you know, from on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays I'm here, and I have to come to campus at 7 a.m. Now, the problem with that, it's not the fact that well, yeah, it's an early start, but my favorite coffee shop, cafe place that I like to go to during the summers because I have to come in at 7, they don't open their doors until 7. This makes it for a big problem for me. If you want to know which place that is, it's 85 Degrees Cafe. It's the one on Artesia and Normandy in Gardena. It's the one that's leading to the 91 freeway that leads to the 110, so I can get to work. Anyway, my problem is 85 Degrees Bakery doesn't open till 7, and that's when I have to be here. And so I'm unfortunately, you know, missing out on my iced coffee during the times when I really need it. And, I understand Starbucks is always open. I mean, you can go to a Starbucks as early as 5 a.m. and, there'll be someone there to serve you. But I can't have Starbucks all the time. There's something special about an 85 degrees coffee with 1/3 sugar that, I like, and it has a distinct flavor to it that I prefer. So, you know, so if anyone's out there, listening to this either now or, in a rebroadcast, I am trying to find other smaller coffee shops that are, en route to South LA, so like Century, Maine. They're on the way there, or like within reason of the 110 freeway that are open before 7 that have really good iced coffee. Just as a suggestion, I really would like to see what's out there because 85 is one of my favorites, and they make a great coffee. And one of the benefits of 85 degrees coffee is that when they seal it, because it's an iced coffee, they seal it exactly like you like the boba places. It's the heat sealed, leak proof until you pierce it with a pointed straw kind of seal. And that's really beneficial when you're on a motorcycle because I don't drink the coffee until I get to work, and because it's sealed, I can carry it on the side pocket of a backpack if I took my my Versus that doesn't have a cup holder on the bike. I can just put it in my backpack pocket and be and not worry about it exploding everywhere. It's beneficial. So yeah, I'm looking for something related to like that style. I mean, I like, you know, and boba at 7 a.m. isn't something that I would normally do, but I mean, after hours, sure, I could, have a boba or whatever. It's fine, you know. So yeah, that's another concern of mine that I have to kind of think about. So um, yeah, aside from that, it's just a matter of time, you know, and knowing that I can place the emphasis on things that are important to me, and I have to keep reminding myself that it's okay to do that, because there's just a lot of things that you just kind of look at it, you wonder why, and you have no choice but to wonder why, but you know, uh, it's just a matter of life. Um, that at least for the next you know 3 hours or whatever I still have left for today, I will focus on what's important. And what's important for me right now is working toward that master's degree, working toward a better place, knowing that there is something out there, it just hasn't found me yet, and I haven't found it yet. And and think about cool projects that I have going, and making sure that I allocate the time for them. Um, and just really just trying to get by. That's how I deal with Tuesday through Thursday. I mean, this place, yeah, it is a purveyor of mental anguish, and the surplus of stupidity is just profound here. And the disorganization. I mean, but that is what happens when you have poor management. It just You can't do anything about poor management. Some people are lucky and they're gifted with excellent managers and people who care. And unfortunately, this is not the case. Now, it worked for about I don't know 4 or 5 months, and then and then as soon as my operations manager just decided to find some reason to get pissed at me over how I do my lunch breaks and how I use them. I've basically it's gone downhill from there. This has been ongoing about 6, almost 7 months now. So yeah, it's been a while. Um, Hopefully, I find a place that doesn't have an issue with how I use my lunch breaks, and that I like my lights off sometimes because my eyes hurt. I'm hoping that there will be a place like that. I know that it's not all the time that trying to find another job is the escape. I mean, I have been able to resolve issues at other jobs just by but you can't fix stupid. You can't. And you can't fix power trips, and you can't fix a lot of things, you know, and you just kind of have to roll with it. But I'm a very stubborn person, and I'm not a fan of just rolling with things, especially when they're prolonged, and just continues to harp on you, you know. I mean, when you're a in a place that when you ask a colleague, if you want to do something, or if you want to borrow a piece of equipment, or you want to use a classroom, or you want to be on campus to do your job, like fix a classroom or whatever, and the response comes to, yeah, sure, you're more than welcome to do it. She's not here right now. We have problems. You know, you know, uh, Management should not be people. Other people should not be the reason why you know you're allowed to do something. you know you have parameters. You're not bothering anyone, and you're trying to improve your situation. And you think it's common sense, and this is probably a discussion that's been said many times before, but no, it's not common sense. No, somebody has to find a reason. Somebody has to find a micro managing reason why you're allowed to they're allowed to go on the clock to Starbucks, and you can't even leave campus unless you're on a timed lunch break. There has to be some reason for this that makes sense, but I haven't found the reason that makes sense yet. Anyway, anyway, looking forward to the weekend. It looks like I have a beach party scheduled for this weekend, and a little bit of dog sitting. That's going to be fun. Um, so yeah, and I get to go and babysit a dog that I babysat last year, and this is a very cute pug, a very cute little girl, and she's on the older side, and I have to mix her food a certain way, and I have to put drops in her eyes, so she's medicated and fed, but she's taken care of, and she's really cute, and it's just down the street from the beach I'm going to hang out at. So I'm looking forward to that. There's going to be fun with that. And it looks like another day of hockey in the triple digits of the Valley on Sunday. That's going to be lovely as well. We're it's hot. It's hot. I went outside, and it's in the mid 80s. I'm nearing 90 right now because of the heat wave going. So fortunately, I've been spending most of my day in this you know, freezing room with my jacket, my light jacket, and just, like I said, getting through what I have to get through. I was hoping that this would be a little bit more joyful, of a piece, but it is Tuesday, and having adjusted from yesterday when I was having a great time in my mobile office, and I ended up working 13 hours yesterday, which I didn't even mind at all because heck, it's a place I enjoy, to coming here and barely getting through 8. It is a big shift in um, morale, and by the time Thursday comes around, I think I'll be in a better place. So you know it's where we are right now. um, I think I'm gonna spend the next few minutes nibbling on a granola bar. I mean, granted that, all the stuff I'm doing can go off the clock. I mean, I can do this on the clock. I can do this. It doesn't even matter. But it's the whole principle of I'm here on a technical break, so I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna sign out now. If, like I said, any questions, please feel free. They're gonna be the comments. I can still read them after the broadcast is over. And we're hopefully, like I said, any leads. There's a few things that I'm looking for. Okay, leads for jobs, if you know any. That's the first one. Second off is a coffee shop that's not Starbucks that's open before 7 a.m. because I can't go to 85 degrees for my coffee because I have to be here at 7 a.m., which is the most retarded thing I've had to do in a while. And I think those are the two requests I'm asking for right now, and also any additional suggestions for future broadcasts. That being said, I'm going to sign out now and eat my little granola bar that I stole from the teachers' lounge, and then clock back in as appropriate in about 2 minutes. So it's ta for now, and I hope that you have a better rest of the day because I'm really working on mine. I'm going to get through this. It's just another Tuesday.